welcome back to another video. So this is quite a simple set, but I've left it in because there's some hand painted. So I have applied Tracy Lou's tapered square tips, shaped, prepped, dehydrated, and I've applied my thin clear base. This just gives us something to file back to when we redesign. So I'm doing a very simple set. I'm doing a base of coconut milk, and we are going to be putting a glitter acrylic over the top of it. So the glitter acrylic we're using is CJP's, I'm going to try and remember the name of it now, Jingle Bells. And this is because she wanted this Harry Potter set which has got a glittery type base to it, and then we're doing a Christmas set the next time she comes in, so it just saves me having to file everything back. So I'm just putting that coconut milk on, getting that where I need it. When I'm happy that I've got the background coverage I need, it doesn't need to be solid, it just needs to give us some nail coverage. And then coming in with that bead of Jingle Bells, beautiful acrylic. You can't really see it on here, but it's got beautiful little stars and different coloured iridescent flecks and everything, so it's really pretty. And I am capping as I go. All 5 nails are the same, so there isn't anything particularly special in what I'm doing. I just thought I would leave it all in. So products I'm using today, as always, my size 10 Tracy Lou brush. I would definitely recommend this brush if you are relatively new, but it is a beautiful brush to use. It's very easy to use. I like my brush to stay pointed somewhat. It does go flatter as you're using it, but I find it really good to use. Highly recommend it, highly recommend it. It stays beautiful, very easy to keep clean. So when I put that first bead on, I concentrate on my cuticle. So this may be different to what you've been taught to do. So there's me just checking the side view of that nail and just felt it needed a little bit more clear just for that apex. Now this client does go 4 weeks generally, so she keeps them on very well. But we did do her a brand new set today. So my first bead of coconut milk, I pick up, I drain the back of the bead, and then that first bead goes on the cuticle area. I was trained just like you guys to do 3 bead methods starting at the free edge, but I just prefer to do it this way. I like doing it this way. So it's just a habit that I've developed. Hope you liked the couple of little videos I've done, the glitter haul today. I was so excited. I've left all those glitters on my table so that the clients I've got in tomorrow have no choice but to see them, because they're beautiful, they're stunning. So that first bead goes on. I come in with a second because it was a little bit watery, so just building that colour to make sure we've got that colour through there. I will say though, the acrylic has got a white background to it, so you don't need to build bulk as such. It's more a case of just getting that coverage on there. So just putting that last bead on the end there and feathering it back. Just keeping my sides as nice and straight as I can get them. Another bead there. Wasn't happy with the coverage on there. It's more the case I wasn't happy with the cuticle shape, so I was just building that up a bit. So quite a week for me this week. You know, this generally happens once a month. I normally get 1 week where it's a little bit quieter, so I'm making the most of it, doing some little Christmas designs ready for all those lovely clients that turn up and go, I want Christmas but I don't know what to have. So Susan, I'm ready, you know, I've got them done. It's all fine. So just laying that glitter acrylic. I'm not picking up a lot of this. You do not need a lot. It is literally just to get that glitter on. But because it is an acrylic, it's just easy to pick up that one single bead. So a little bit more on that edge there. And I chose this because it would be suited for a magic type nail and also for Christmas. So this is why we chose this particular acrylic. Because it is glitter acrylic as opposed to a raw glitter, I'm not so concerned about waiting for it to set either. So I'm just going straight in with that bead. So clear bead on there, tap tap around the sides, swipe, and then pull the rest of that down the nail. And it's just there for protection really. We're just making sure that we get our apex and our stress area covered. These tips from Tracy Lou fit beautifully. I do really like them. So again, that cuticle bead in there, you can see me just patting, tapping it around that cuticle and then pulling that product forward. Just tidying up on that edge. And you can see it's nice, controlled, slow movements. I have left this video in real time today. So you can see I'm not Speedy Gonzales, you know, it takes me a little while. It's just the way I work. Slow and methodical, that's the word. So I did 2 sets today, both of which included hand painting. My client seemed to be determined to make me get those brushes out, so I'm doing my best to deliver. Like I said, this is the first time I've written something on a nail with a brush. So for the artwork I use CJP's acrylic paints in black obviously, and I also use their Tiny Touches brush. And I left in the mistake I made as well, because, you know, keeping it real. So you can see just by the way I'm working how lovely this acrylic is to control. It's just such a nice product to work with. I absolutely love it. So again, cuticle bead first. And you can see I'm placing it below the cuticle and then sort of tapping it in around just because I don't want to be getting that product on the skin. And you can see from this angle as well how much I'm pointing that finger down. I actually did have a hand rest that I was using. It was quite high, and there's 2 or 3 possibly clients that struggle with it because they've got arthritis or back problems, and it was actually causing more of an issue. So I actually now use a rolled up towel. Simple as that. It's nice and soft, nice and flat, and I can adjust the height of it by rolling it tighter or looser depending on who it is, and it works very well. So coming in there with CJP's Jingle Bells. I absolutely love these nails, Matt. Absolutely love them. Thought they were beautiful. So I haven't left filing in on this one. I did hand file, no e-filing on these. So used the 100-180 grit files from Tracy Lou. To be fair, there wasn't masses of filing to do. I did do these very neatly today. And then just switch in once I finish faffing with it. And then switch to the thumb. The discoloration on the nail isn't the acrylic or anything like that. It is staining from whatever my client has been doing. I'm not sure what. So last few days, if you're getting prepped for Christmas, I have been bulk ordering stuff. So large tub of clear acrylic, lots of monomer, lots of glitters, nail files. What else did I order? A selection of new colours that CJP have released because I needed them anyway. So yeah, that's the main goal this next week or two, is to order as much stuff in as I need so I don't have to order anything in December. So you can see on here, when I'm tapping that acrylic in around that cuticle, I'm getting the point of my brush in between the acrylic and the skin. So if you get the point in there, and then you can use the barrel of your brush to pull the product down the rest of the nail. Having issues with my headphones. One doesn't want to go in one ear. So I left this quite late. So I had these two clients in today, both in at the same time. So we had a nice relaxed morning. And then I had a very lazy afternoon and evening. And yeah, just sat and watched Ant and Dec's DNA journey, which was amazing. So quiet day tomorrow again, got a couple. Same Friday. Saturday I've got 2 in. I've got my niece on Sunday, so I'll probably film that set because she hasn't had nails on for a while. I've got these lovely new glitters, so I know she's going to go for some of those. So once I'm happy with that white application, coming in with that Jingle Bells, this will be perfect for Christmas. This would look really nice with that powdered snow effect over the top of it. So I know it's a very simple set. I know it's, you know, there's nothing too interesting there. But I know there's a couple of you that quite enjoyed seeing the application. So that's why I've left it in. So I'm finding that gradually my structure building as I'm building nails is getting better. It's not great on all of them, but overall it's getting much easier. It's becoming second nature now, and I think that's when you know that you're getting the hang of something, when you don't have to think about it, because sometimes concentrating on doing something makes it harder to do. It's true. So I have filed all of these nails. I'm now coming in with the artwork. So I have never written in paint on nails ever. So this was taken from a picture that my client had found on Pinterest by, if I can remember the name, no I can't, it's the honest answer. I did tag on Instagram though. So we had a problem with the word solemnly because it wasn't going to fit. So I had to wipe it off. So I just used a pad, and I knew straight away. So I just used a pad with some isopropyl alcohol, and I just wiped it off. So you'll see in a minute, we'll realise there's no way on earth, because it was going to go too much down one side. So I needed to rejig where I started. So here you go, look. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work. Now the beauty of this design is that the writing on the Marauders map from Harry Potter is not neat. So that was a bonus. So there you go, wipe it off. Start again. Nice and easy. So we start down this end this time. So yeah, I'm using that Tiny Touches brush and CJP's black acrylic paint. Now on this hand, I did one word all the way across the top, because it's actually in 2 sentences. So I did all the way across the top and then went back and did the second layer and then did the footprints. On the other hand, I did each nail individually, just because I realised it would save me some time. But actually, it took me about, I'd say, 3.5 hours, just coming up for 4 for both sets of nails that I did this morning. So actually I was on quite good time. So it just says, I solemnly declare that, and then you go back and it says, I am up to no good. So yeah, it's not easy. Not easy writing on nails. But I'm enjoying the fact that my clients are pushing me to do stuff that I wouldn't generally do. Love that little finger. The shaping on that little finger is lush. So here we go. I am. So again, painfully slow. I've left this in real time. Please excuse the state of my nails. They have got hot wax all over them. They've got tint underneath. They're out of shape. They need doing. But it's the fact I've got to do my right hand, first. I hate doing it because it's just such a bloody ball ache. But I will at some point. I will at some point. I'm pretty sure the person who posted this was Starry something. I will leave it in the description box, just so that she is tagged in here. It was a lovely set. Obviously hers were much better than mine, but I was pleased how these turned out. You know, it's not easy when you're not a painter. It's not easy learning to paint these things on such a tiny nail. So you can see, just as you would when you're gel polishing, anchoring my little finger against my hand that I'm holding the hand with, just to make it a little bit steadier. So just trying to do the footprints coming in from different angles and off the edges of the nails and that sort of thing, just to give the illusion that someone's actually walking. The 2 thumbs were different. On the thumb on this hand, we did larger footprints. She moved then. That was her fault, not mine. I wasn't going to change it. Yeah, so on the other thumb, I actually I wrote Snape and did a procession of tiny footprints, just to make it different. So it's been a black and white kind of day today. Did find this brush quite easy to use though, I'm quite impressed. So just adding some little dots there for effect, for no reason other than that I could. There wasn't any real bonus behind it. So yeah, always enjoy being given something different to do. So we're now doing Harry Potter glasses, and you will see me go wrong on one of these, and I'll sort of explain how I cleaned it up. So there you go, big blob. Didn't go to plan. There you go. So I cleaned my brush off and tried to tidy it up just with my brush. Well, that smeared it a little bit more, which made it worse. So I ended up dipping my brush into some isopropyl alcohol and then wiping it away that way. So it took me a couple of attempts, and then I give up in a minute and wipe it off. Makes a bit of a mess. So I end up in the end with some monomer on a little cotton pad. I'll give up in a minute. It's painful to watch, isn't it? But this is the reality of doing nail art. This is the reality of trying something new that you've never done before. Sometimes it goes wrong, and it's not a biggie. Wipe it off and start again. You have to admire my persistence in trying to clean that up, but it was just the fact that it looked cloudy, and it was like, it's not going to work. It's just going to ruin it. So yeah, give up in a minute. Wipe it off already, Sam. Come on. Stop faffing. See, that's the point I give up. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work. So try wiping it off with some isopropyl alcohol. That just smears it. Didn't want to take the writing off. And it was like, yeah, that's a mess. And I hadn't top coated this nail first either, which is a very good tip. If you're trying nail art for the first time, top coat the nail first. Makes it easier to wipe off any mistakes. So yeah, it's not coming off. So then I resort to monomer, which for whatever reason seems to work very, very well. I think that's a cotton pad with water on, a cotton tip. That didn't work. So yeah, I'll give up in a minute. And this is those moments when you sit there and, oh shit, I balls that up, oh shit. So you know, don't give in. It's fine. What's the worst that can happen? That's what you've got to tell yourself. What's the worst that could happen? So that is my cotton tip dipped in monomer, and then we just tidy that up. It's fine. All done. So start again. Really interested in trying the bubble nail trend. Haven't had anyone ask for it yet. I think the downside, I've watched a couple of tutorials. Kirsty Meakin's done one, Liz Gilder's done one, Tracy Lou's done one. It looks interesting, but I'm concerned about the fact that it looks better if you don't top coat the bubble effect. And I think some people will struggle with that, with the texture, because lots of people don't like texture on their nails. But yeah, I'll be interested to see. So just coming in and doing that symbol. I can't remember what the symbol means. I was told once before when I did a Harry Potter set. Now I really like this effect. That little brush holds the paint really well. So actually you can get quite broad strokes in with it. And I really like that. Because if you're using such a tiny brush to draw, you don't want to be taking ages to fill something in. So nice and simple. This also works for Christmas nails. If you do this with white gel polish and then dust it with clear acrylic powder, it looks like footprints, Santa's footprints in the snow, which is quite nice. So that's me just trying to continue the footprints, and then on to top coating, which bizarrely I've left in large screen. That makes no sense. Anyway, when you are top coating, I gave these a good 5 minutes to dry before I top coated, but you want to float that top coat over. And a little tip with top coating, when you've done, if you run your thumb or your finger along the edge of each of the nails and the free edge, it takes any bulk off, because gel polish does drip. I have left you a little video and a photo at the end. Thank you very, very much for watching these nails, and I will be back very, very soon. Thanks very much, guys. Bye bye.